Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of our favorite movies from the late 90s and early 2000s.
And this week, just in time for graduation, we are doing Can't Hardly Wait. I can't hardly wait to do this movie because I love it so much. It is about a high school graduation. This girl throws an epic party and everyone's invited. Her parents are out of town. And it's just what happens with different groups of people over the course of the night that this party takes place, which also happens to be Barry Manilow's 55th birthday. It was released in 1998.
And it stars Ethan Embry, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Seth Green, Peter Facinelli. I mean, there's so many people in this movie.
Yeah, when you watch it, there are so many up and coming actors at that time that are in this movie. There were so many that I lost track, and I tried to jot down as I saw them, like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, that's so-and-so. And there's so much to look at in this movie. But yeah, before we get into all of that, let's do our ratings rewind.
So if you've been here before, you know how this goes. Before we get into any movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial ratings. Our scale will consist of would buy it again,
the best, would play on repeat,
5-day rental,
would watch again,
2-day rental,
it was just okay,
and same-day rental,
trash. Straight up trash.
So what was your rating, Jackie?
Would buy it, did buy it, love it, watch it any chance I get. That was Y2K Jackie.
This one's definitely a nostalgic one for us. So there's out of all the movies we've done so far, I think this is our first Jackie and Danielle movie.
Yep.
No, sorry. Second. This is our second, because it was our very first movie that we saw in the theater together. But this
movie we watched for the very first time. Do you know when?
Was it prom? I don't think it was.
It was
prom. Homecoming.
Mm-hmm. Homecoming, okay. Senior year. My dad worked for Marriott, so he would always get us a hotel room, and we were smart enough to know not to tell anyone where we were staying. So we would go to parties at other people's hotel rooms, and then they get busted up by management, and sometimes the police would show up, and Danielle and I would just happily saunter back to our suite on the beach and cozy up together and watch movies like Can't Hardly Wait.
I thought that only happened at prom. I don't think we went to any parties for homecoming.
We probably didn't, because we were not party people. We sat in a cozy hotel room and watched a party happening.
Yeah. So we didn't see this in the theater?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know what we were doing. We're missing out. So I, for some reason, think homecoming we saw Drive Me Crazy, but maybe it was after prom we saw Drive Me Crazy.
Like Drive Me Crazy, we went to the movie theater to see.
Okay. Now that we clarified all that, for me, my rating would buy it again. I have it. It was a Jackie and Danielle movie for sure. So had a lot of nostalgia, had the soundtrack. It was so quotable.
I say quotes from this movie to this day.
It was a comfort movie, 100%.
Yeah, and like Danielle said, the soundtrack is just amazing. It's up there with the Empire Records soundtrack, Blink-182, Third Eye Blind, Eve 6. Like it's all good.
Smash Mouth.
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna go there.
It's in there. It is what it is. We liked what we liked at the time. No shame.
It's true. J-Love was in that Smash Mouth video. They Can't Get Enough of You Baby video.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So many memories. So many memories. So let's get started. So the movie starts off at graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's really interestingly shot, where you just see like torsos and legs. You don't see anyone's faces for a good
few minutes
minute and a
in,
half, 2 minutes into it. They're playing the Open Road song by Eve 6, which is one of my favorite songs.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting because it's kind of, you just get snippets of conversation as these kids are waiting to graduate down on the field. And so you hear like what people are talking about, where they're going to college, that there's a big party tonight, that Mike and Amanda broke up, that someone's not wearing any underwear and they're naked under their gown. Like, you just hear these snippets of conversations, which I really love. And then it starts introducing kind of the main cast of characters, of which there are about 6 or 7 that the whole night kind of revolves around.
And one of the things I love about this movie, it almost was like the first time you got those interwoven storylines with different groups of people that kind of come together. What we started to see more of in the later 2000s with like Valentine's Day and the
Go was another one where
Go was definitely one of those other ones. He's Not That Into You. Love Actually. I feel like this is one of the very first ones that we see start to do this. Funny enough, there's 2 co-writers and directors on this film. So they co-wrote and directed together. And they pretty much decided to go with the theme of a graduation party, out of just bare necessity. They figured it would be, because it was their directorial debut, I believe. So I think they just thought it would be easier to kind of control the setting and the background if they just focused on one space, one place with all these people. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, there was really no rhyme or reason. They started the script at, it's going to be a party.
Yeah. I mean,
and it was originally going to be called The Party, but then they changed it. I Can't Hardly Wait, which is the name of a song. So,
so we start getting introduced via almost like a yearbook page of each main character. We're introduced to Kenny, who is kind of like a gangsta wannabe.
He's a wigger. In the 90s, that's what we used to call white kids who thought that they were putting on the aesthetic of being Black with rap and our clothes and style and everything. Full on to the T wigger. Continue.
And then he has 2 friends that are also portraying that persona. We meet Preston, who is played by Ethan Embry. He's kind of just like a another lovely Ethan Embry vehicle. He just kind of plays a average Joe, going to a good school, is studious and smart, and is in love with the head football player's girl. Preston's best friend is Denise, played by Lauren Ambrose of 6 Feet Under fame. And she's kind of like a person you would find going to slam poetry meetings and is going to attend NYU and is very above all of the graduation high school hoopla. She's ready to be done.
She's smarter than everybody. She hates this whole experience. She knows that her fame is going to be college. That's where she's going to find her people, because they ain't here.
Yes. And then we are introduced to Mike Dexter, who is the head football player, all around grade A asshole, and his 3 friends that kind of fawn over his every word. And then,
which in his group of friends too, there's I found this group of friends to be so eclectic, but Sean Patrick Thomas, right? Yeah. And then one of his other friends, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was also in 6 Feet Under.
Freddie Rodriguez.
Yes. And Ugly Betty. A lot of the people on the show, I can say, some of, a few of them went into movies, but a lot of them went into TV shows and were huge around that time. The amount of people that you can connect from this movie that were on Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the first few seasons was astounding. I know this because I just restarted watching Buffy and I was just like, oh my God, like the girl who plays Tara on Buffy is in here. Seth Green is in here. The stoner kid who played Jesse for like 2 episodes and got killed. He was in it. So there's quite a lot. So
am I missing any major people? Just Amanda Beckett, who is the school sweetheart on her first day of school. Preston was going to volunteer to show her around the school. He thought he had a connection with her because they were both enjoying strawberry Pop-Tarts at the same time. And so to him, that was a sign. And Mike Dexter kind of beat him to the punch. She became Mike Dexter's girlfriend for the next 4 years. And they are recently broken up because Mike believes that he needs to be single going into college because college women are far superior to high school.
I love when one of his friends he's like, do you know who's in college? And he's like, yeah, girls that used to be in high school. I was like, exactly. You idiot.
And any girl that's an upper collegiate level are not going to fuck around with freshman guys coming in.
Yeah. They're not even looking at you. So
yeah. Oh, and then the last major character is William Lichter.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is valedictorian, like just nerdy. He and his X-Files buddies, they are set to seek revenge on Mike Dexter, who has like ruined William's life since middle school.
Yeah, the harassment, even I think elementary school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pure harassment, pure bullying, typical teenage movie.
And this movie has amazing transitions, whereas like it'll be focusing on one group of characters and somehow use something someone is saying or an action within the scene to transition to the next scene. And so that starts at the very beginning where it's Mike and all of his friends sitting around talking about going to college and how Mike's telling them they need to all dump their girlfriends too. And so his friends are saying Mike Dexter is a god, Mike Dexter is a role model. And then it transitions to William saying Mike Dexter is an asshole, which I absolutely love that scene transition. So then it goes into William setting up his perfect plan to knock Mike down a few pegs on graduation night.
I love all the characters. I love who was cast as what. Like it was perfect. I thought it was really cool that this was Ethan Embry playing the leading role. For me, unfortunately, I love Ethan Embry, but I hated his character. Preston to me was a whiny, delusional person, like, and I don't know if it's a lot of these movies at that time period where these guys get crushes on these girls and just like automatically think they're supposed to be together, but like really don't know anything about the girls they're obsessed with. In the movie, they don't interact with each other. You don't really see much of their chemistry.
She doesn't even know who he is.
Right. So it makes me a little upset that I don't know if I felt like this when we originally watched the movie, but now I'm just like, this little bitch, baby. He's whining the whole time.
I didn't really feel that on the rewatch. Maybe because in my head, it's just, I love Preston. And so I love Preston forever.
I love Ethan forever, yes. But now I can separate the two. And I think the other thing was, as I watched the movie now, I thought originally when I saw this movie, I really thought that they were going to have him realize that he's actually in love with his best friend, with Denise. But that didn't happen. So
no.
Yeah.
The opposite of that.
Yeah, I know. But now to me, I'm just like, still makes sense. Still, like, you still could probably be with Denise. Because I didn't know what Amanda was bringing to the table. Like, besides big poofy hair I think the people on the crew, the hairdresser was like, okay, we have to like frame her so she doesn't look like a stick with just big boobs. Let's make the hair bigger. Got to make the hair huge.
It's
so big.
The hair was underwhelming. The outfit was underwhelming.
Yes.
Her whole persona underwhelming. Like you could have not picked a more bland representation of like the girl everyone is in love with.
Serena pretty much started yelling as soon as that scene where she kind of walks in with the wind or whatever that introduces her. She's like, mediocre. Absolutely mediocre.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going back to William, he's explaining his master plan to his friends via Grand Moff Tarkin and Boba Fett, and then they argue over who gets to be who, and so then they're both kiss dolls. And then it transitions to meeting Kenny and his friends in the convenience store.
Oh, I got to get laid tonight, or I got to have sex tonight. I can't remember what his line was, but it was absolutely frightening.
And was it a Busta Rhymes song that plays?
Yeah. It's the Knight Rider song. That's what I remember. Everybody
fired up. Fired it.
Right? Do not judge us not knowing a damn word. But that is a hot song.
And then he says, do you know 20 different ways to make me call you make you call me Big Papa? Because I don't, yo. The lines Kenny has are just so magnificent.
They're so disgusting. I'm just like appalled. Appalled. But you know what?
Another
Seth Green did his thing with that.
Oh, it was amazing. And originally they had written that role for Breckin Meyer, which it would have been a completely different interpretation of that role.
I don't know. They're both really good friends. And I feel like I think he would have done a good job at it too. So I don't know.
It was just so perfect. Like
I know.
I have a hard time imagining anyone else doing that role. He has his backpack full of all the things he needs to woo a woman, including a fragrance of love scented candle.
Oh my God. I think there was like feathers in there. It was all massage oils.
There was a ton of condoms.
Yeah. Like, does he know how this works? Oh yeah. Because that scene, we'll get to.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how this works.
No. So after the convenience store scene where we meet Kenny and his friends and are talking about like Kenny's gonna get laid tonight, he has his short list of 10 honeys that he's gonna be targeting. Sexual predator alert.
Yeah. Serena says, is this what they do? Like, do they think like this? I said, I mean, I don't know if they're like at Kenny's level, but there are Kennys out in this world. 100%.
This is also our first glimpse of the klepto kid. Real name, I don't know. I apologize. I just know him as the Shermanator from American Pie. And what does he steal in that scene? Beer?
Yeah, he's a bunch of stuff from just the freezer. I don't even know what it is.
So then we transition to the party. Let's get this party started. And as they're walking in, they all have to throw their keys in a fishbowl, which I'm like, is this a key party?
Right.
Are we're being safe? But I don't imagine high school kids thinking long-term about like people being safe and not driving home. It was very confusing to me why they were collecting car keys.
Well, maybe they didn't want people to drive. Was that it?
I don't know.
Oh, the klepto kid's name is Chris Owen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we enter this house and it's, again, just a giant, lovely house with a pool house in back and a pool and an upstairs and a fancy room no one's allowed to go in. No one is allowed to go upstairs either.
But they do go in the fancy room, don't they, eventually?
Almost immediately they go
Yeah.
into the fancy room. No one listens to the house rules.
But nobody really goes upstairs,
No, they
with the
don't.
exception of 2 people.
And she has upstairs like taped off. Like,
Yeah. Well, she had that section tied off too. They just didn't
Mhm.
hear. Yeah.
Well, there were so many people there.
Yeah.
They got to fit somewhere.
I could just imagine like being on that set, like as an extra. Is probably so much fun.
Seth Green said, I watched an interview with him that was fairly recent, and he said that there were so many extras on the set and you just have to sit around all day. Like if you're sitting on a couch, you're there the entire time because of continuity, even though they're like shooting different scenes and stuff. And he said it was fun for the cast. If a extra fell asleep, they would like saran wrap them to whatever they were like sitting on. So they would wake up and they were just like tied to a chair or something. So he said that was their fun while they were shooting these really long scenes and working for really long hours. So we get introduced to the house, and then we get introduced to the band setting up.
Oh, what was their name again?
Love Burger.
And so I have to say, in this scene, so obviously we see Breckin Meyer as the lead singer, and he's wearing this Prince, the artist-esque outfit.
Yes.
And then the drummer is Donald Faison. And my sister goes, "Oh yeah, isn't that the guy from Scrubs?" And I said, "Yes, that is Murray from Clueless."
Mm-hmm.
Scrubs.
He's not Turk from Scrubs. No,
That's a
Murray.
reference. That's Murray.
Yeah.
And who else was in it? Was there anybody else notable in the band? I don't think so, right?
Who was? Let me look.
It was 2 other guys, but I don't think there were anybody name recognized.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're setting up, they're getting excited. They have t-shirts. One of the guy puts the t-shirts on. Breckin Myers is disgusted that he would wear a shirt of the band he's in.
Then Donald Faison
be sold.
And then the drummer makes it worse by like, "Well, I'm gonna wear this hat," and he puts on a cowboy hat, and then they just fight like literally the whole movie.
They never play anything.
No,
they just fight the whole time. And Breckin Meyer, like we said, was originally supposed to play Kenny. He had scheduling conflicts, so he took this smaller role. And he eventually married one of the co-writers and co-directors of this movie.
Yeah. And I mean, they didn't get to play any music in this movie, but luckily Breckin, Donald Faison, and Seth Green, and the guy who plays the exchange student, which his name is Alexander Martin, they all get to play the band de jour and Josie and the Pussycats. So I guess they made up for it later.
So we go through, as the band is fighting, you see William and his friends sneaking into the pool house to start their master plan of revenge. And then we are introduced to the friends of Mike Dexter, their girlfriends.
Yeah, which Tamala Jones, who I love, if you watch ABC, she's on that new show Rebel right now. She also used to be on that show with Castle. She used to be on Castle. And then you have Jamie Presley,
who I adore. I think she's fabulous. And her outfit, out of all of the entire wardrobe of this movie,
the best one,
is amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely better than whatever Jennifer Love Hewitt was wearing.
She walks in with a light blue cami and a dark blue pencil skirt.
Yeah, it was.
How basic can you be, love?
It was underwhelming, to say the least. What is the other girl's name? The other friend with the blonde hair. I cannot remember. Oh, Jennifer Lyons is her real name. Yeah. She has a memorable face, but I can't tell you what she's been in. Yeah,
she's one of those like Judy Greer's that's in a lot of stuff, and you're just like, oh,
yeah, a definite character actor for sure. So you meet them, yeah.
Yeah. And then Amanda walks in with the Beyonce wind in her hair, looking underwhelming at best.
So basic.
So basic. And she walks by Preston and he panics and walks straight into a wall, which I love. That scene and that dynamic where he's just so overtaken with being in the same room as Amanda that he panics at every like interaction with her.
And then she meets her friends and like
they're not her friends.
Yeah, they don't like each other. You've been with these girls for 4 years. 4 years.
It's like one of those things where all the boyfriends are friends, so we all have to be friends. But it seems like the 3 are actually really friends. Good friends. And then Amanda is just Mike's girlfriend, so we have to hang out with her.
They were awful. But also she was awful.
She really was.
Okay, so we're seeing the girls interact. The guys are still talking about their little, like, we've got to break up with our girlfriends bit. And then what? Where are we going?
We transition back to Kenny trying to look cool and kind of, yo, Carini, baby, what's up?
And at this point, he interacts with like all these different characters. One girl like really takes him down when she calls him Chester the Cheetah.
Chester Cheetah.
Yeah, Cheetah. My sister was like, oh, I love this part. They're roasting him. I love it. And he deserves it.
And Clea Duvall makes a cameo in as one of the girls he kind of hits on.
Yep. Amber Benson. She gives him the like, beat it, get out of here.
Yep. I did note 2 things. Why the goggles?
Okay, if we're going to talk about, so if Jamie Presley had like the best outfit, I would say Seth Green had the second best. Because
I agree.
It was so insane.
I agree. And you know why? I wrote, I dressed like Kenny. I had Jinkos, a wallet chain, and an oversized bright jacket on almost every day.
Oh my God, Jackie. You're Kenny.
Kenny. Minus the goggles and like,
oh man,
the persona that I was into, like gangster rap.
Yeah, I can't judge though. I wore overalls and a Winnie the Pooh sweatshirt every day. So
we've grown so much, Dan.
All right, so yeah, he's missing out left and right until he stumbles upon a conversation and a situation. Well, did I skip too far? Because I think he goes and he like sits in the kitchen and sulks for a little bit before he runs into his golden pot.
Is that when he? Yeah, I guess that is when he's in the kitchen and he's like, oh, these 2 girls are scratching it out, trying to figure out who's gonna knock the boots with me. And then they very quickly call him on his lies and bullshit, or bullcorn, as Preston's friend calls it.
Oh my God.
He gets mad and he goes, why y'all gotta waste my flavor? Damn. And like storms out. I'm telling you, I could perform this as like a 1-woman show.
Yeah, it's tragic to say the least. So tragic.
And then we come back around to Mike Dexter's group, him and his boys, and he quickly realizes that his friends are not going to dump their girlfriends and do whatever he says. And he's kind of calling them out on it. And they're like, well, we got Pearl Jam tickets in August, so we're not going to do anything because her dad got them for us. And then he's like, y'all said that you were going to do this. And one of his friends is like, well, sometimes we say things we don't mean.
And in this part, the girlfriends are really giving them a good ass grind, like pulling out some real good dance moves. So
yeah. So Jamie Presley and Tamala Jones are dancing while their boys are talking, and they are grooving.
I feel like so much stuff happened. A lot of the time while I was watching, when I rewatched, I really paid a lot of attention to the background. I was trying to see who I could see that may have potentially been famous, like what the extras were up to, what they were doing.
There's so much to take in. And now that I've seen it so many times, I can really not even focus on the main characters and just look at all of the different things that are going on in the background. We did not mention Melissa and Joan Hart, who she's not even in the credits.
Yeah, Breckin Meyer doesn't get credited for this either.
And I guess they were considered cameos, even though she had quite a few speaking lines.
Yeah, she did. She was really annoying. She did a great job.
So she came in as like the gung-ho school spirit girl, and her goal was to get every person to sign her yearbook next to their picture. And so she's doing like the little chants and cheers and trying to get people to sign her yearbook. And then at one point, someone just like pushes her and she flies out of the scene. And I love that part.
It was Mike. Mike did that. Mike pushed her out of the scene when he walked in.
I love that.
So she actually didn't sign on to be a major part in the movie because she was filming the second season of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And this is actually her debut movie, which I was like, wait,
it feels like it shouldn't be, but I guess it is.
Yeah, because she had done TV. I was really confused because I for sure thought the Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie with Ryan Reynolds was her first movie, but that was made for TV. So I stand corrected. So this was her theatrical debut. The other thing was that because she was filming both, she was trying to keep her energy level up. So she was like all about B12 vitamins, and that was like her kick. And so she actually gave some to J Love, and was actually trying to convince her like, oh, this will help give you some energy. And so J Love thought it was like drugs and was like, nah, man. And she's like, no, it's really just vitamins. And so those two idiots thought they were getting high in the corner on B12 vitamins. So they're doing this while Ethan Embry is fucking really high.
Yeah, he has gone on record saying he does not remember shooting almost all of this movie, if not all of it, because he was just in a marijuana cloud of happiness the whole time.
My God.
And to the point where the end scene where he has to kiss Jennifer Love Hewitt, she sent him a teddy bear with like a huge box of mints. And he said he was actually very appreciative because the mints helped with his cotton mouth.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, let's talk about Jennifer Love Hewitt and her acting style. Why wasn't this breathy?
I don't know.
Anytime she responds to anyone, she breathes out and then responds.
I found her like, I'm glad this was an ensemble movie because quite frankly, the two leads, I wasn't rooting. I could not root for them. Not Ethan, but his character. And then maybe I would have been more enthusiastic about it if we could see all these wonderful things that he saw in Amanda. All I saw was like this whiny
Pop-Tart.
Yeah, first of all, I think the amount of disrespect that really happened was when that bitch took a whole Pop-Tart with one bite in it and discarded it like so.
Left it on the desk and then it fell on the floor.
I was heartbroken. And it was a strawberry Pop-Tart at that.
I mean, strawberry is not my favorite,
Jackie,
but any Pop-Tart.
Yeah, no. A strawberry was just like a felony crime to me. So yeah, that from that point on, me and bitch were not okay.
Yeah.
It's still like it's hard to watch that. Usually I fast forward through it, but like
And cameo that we didn't talk about. The teacher is Jan from Grease.
Oh yeah. Brusha. That is
So,
right. She's in this.
getting back to Denise and Kenny. So Preston goes off on his journey to find Amanda and give her the letter that he has written and rewritten for the past 4 years, proclaiming his love for her. And so Denise is left to her own devices at a party she didn't want to go to in the first place. So Denise is sitting there minding her own goddamn business. People are giving her a fucking hard time, asking her if she went to the school and like taking bets. And then someone has the audacity to throw a pot brownie and it hits Denise in the side of the head. She got chocolate frosting all over her head. Eric Balfour runs over and is like, I don't want to waste this shit. Licks her. And she's like, fuck this shit. I need to find a bathroom. Unbeknownst to her, Kenny has also tried to find a bathroom to get ready because he's found a willing participant.
Who is the actress who plays Whitney in Bring It On?
Yes.
Which I was very excited for. I'm trying to remember her name. And also Leslie Grossman, who we know from the show Popular, and What I Like About You.
Yes.
Nicole Bilderback, who plays Whitney. Yeah.
And so Kenny gets permission to go upstairs to the bathroom upstairs. He's in such a rush and so excited about the potential of losing his virginity that he does not hear the warning, don't shut the door all the way, the handle's broken.
No, he hears the warning because he doesn't shut it all the way. It's not.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Things go awry when this idiot tries to like put all his lotions together and he spills water on himself. Then he tries to blow dry himself.
And his chain while it gets too hot and he burns himself.
Right. While also deciding to put the condom on prior to even starting to have sex.
Not just one, he's going to put two because he doesn't know where the girl's been. And this was the first time I had been introduced to the term Jimmy hat.
So he's doing all this, and then obviously
Denise needs to find a bathroom to clean herself up because she got pot brownie all over her face and Eric Balfour's saliva. And so she goes upstairs. Kenny's practicing his moves while blow drying his crotchal region. She panics, as anyone would, and backs up into the door, which closes it. And then the handle comes off and they are now trapped in the bathroom together.
I did think that Denise was being a little prudish about when Kenny had to use the bathroom. I was like, dude, it's not that big of a deal.
And if you have to pee, you have to pee. You can't just be like, you need to hold it.
No, it's not like he was taking a dump.
Yeah. And I did think it was smart of her to just turn on the water so that she could drown it out if she was uncomfortable. He turned around, she turned around, like, what's the big deal?
Right. Yeah. I was like, okay.
So while that's going on, Amanda is holed up in the fancy room and her cousin Ron walks in. Danielle, tell us about cousin Ron.
He nasty. Like he's playing the concerned friend. They make it very clear they're cousins in the beginning of the conversation. So Amanda goes into her boring drill about, oh, this is why I dated Mike for 4 years. And now I've realized that he's just a dumb douchebag and I want more. And, her cousin's just like being the shoulder she can cry on. And
ulterior motives.
Right. And then he feels somewhere in that conversation, there's an opening and he tries to go to kiss her. Not tries, he does kiss her. And you kind of see her fighting him off. Like it looks like she's pulling his hair because my sister was like, why doesn't she push him off? And of course, at this point, here comes Preston and sees this whole interaction go down. And she finally
and just thinks she's making out with some new dude.
Right. Mm-hmm. And just like that, she finally gets to push him off, and she's just like, what the hell is your problem?
Yep.
And also, we're like cousins. He tries to clarify by marriage.
Second cousins by marriage.
Super creepy, nonetheless.
Yes. Cousin Ron,
trash,
douchebag.
Yeah. We can't forget that before that even happened, Preston was sitting on the couch, and he finally got the opportunity to again, another opportunity to talk to Amanda, and he is rudely interrupted by
his pal.
Oh man, what was that?
I don't even. Let me see if I can find his name.
Well, he's one of those guys who definitely has zero filter and
is very nostalgic about everything.
Every single thing. So he's pretty much embarrassing the hell out of Preston in front of Amanda.
They just call him Reminiscing Guy.
Oh, okay. Well, Reminiscing Guy really embarrasses the hell out of Preston. So that all happens before the cousin scene. Let's go back to, I think it's time for wonderful nerdy kid who's getting drunk in the kitchen and his whole, yeah.
Essentially the plan is, I'm going to get Mike Dexter drunk, lure him out here. We're going to, with a friend, and we are going to make them pass out with chloroform.
That they made in chem lab.
Yep. And then they're going to set them up as so they had like a romantic homosexual tryst in the pool house.
That sounds very nicely put.
It's not a great plan. And so William is like, I have this card because I have to drink and play the part, but I'll know exactly how many drinks I can have per hour so that I don't get drunk and have my wherewithal to be able to execute this plan.
I thought while I was watching that scene, Jackie and I need to make a no more late fees, like drunk card, like to show you how drunk you are. So we'll have to work on that.
Yeah. So his poor friends are stuck on the roof of the pool house all night. They're talking about X-Files. They're talking about how they're playing with the retainer because they got nothing else to be doing. They talk about one's girlfriend, Christy Turlington, who couldn't make it because she's shooting a fashion spread.
They do the Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader scene.
Yes, and lose their flashlights. So now they have no flashlights on the roof.
Yep.
And so while this is happening, William is inside trying to buddy up with Mike Dexter. And he quickly gets peer pressured into drinking too much too quickly and now is hammered.
Yeah, I don't even know how peer pressured is the right word. Like they literally give him one beer and he likes, first of all, if I had spit out beer onto somebody, if somebody spit beer into my face, I would have like punched the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Obviously his inexperience of drinking got him looser than he thought he was going to get real fast, and he becomes very confident,
and he drinks the beer and then he starts doing shots. He is wasted. The band has fought and broken up, and so some guy walks in with a boombox and is like, I got this, and starts playing Paradise City.
Let me just say that Paradise City is my go-to karaoke song because of this movie. Continue.
I mean, it's not a bad choice.
It's a hard ass song.
I'm sure it is.
It's
it's lots of screaming.
Yeah. Luckily I do it very wasted, so it works.
Danielle, do you remember what my go-to karaoke song is?
Hold on. Is it one of our songs?
No.
Oh God. Is it a Hanson song?
No, I do rock a bop, but not. That's not my first song of the night.
Then I don't know. Let me know. What is it?
Gangster's Paradise by Julio.
I feel like I knew that, but I just said no. We're gonna
blocked it out of your memory.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did not teach you that one.
It's my jam.
Oh God. Oh man. So he hears this song being played by that football student, and I guess it's because he used to tutor him that it like he's like, I know that song. And it gets in the juice gets in him, and he's ready to hit the stage.
Yep. And all the girls are fawning all over him, which, I mean,
makes no sense.
A drunk dude singing Paradise City does not a love interest make.
Well, they all, to their credit, they were also extremely wasted, and I feel like they were underclassmen too. I don't know if they were seniors,
maybe.
And it's funny because one of the girls is played by Marisol, who plays one of the Veronica's mom on that show Riverdale now.
Oh,
yeah.
After Cousin Ron and after Paradise City, Preston, because he sees Cousin Ron making out with Amanda and incorrectly assumes that she's just found a new dude to make out with, Preston gets all emo and pops out of the house, throws his letter in the garbage, and goes for a drive. He has to get away. He has to clear his head. Something happens and the letter is knocked out of the garbage, and then like this scene where like the letter
gets onto the shoe of that person.
Like this girl steps in gum, and so then her shoe's sticky and she's walking with the letter stuck to her shoe. She realizes it, pulls it off, then like a keg rolls over it, so it's stuck to the keg to get into the house, and then a hockey player hits it and it lands right in front of Amanda. So inadvertently, Amanda now has her letter from Preston. She doesn't know who the fuck Preston is, but she has this, I guess, amazing love letter that like tells her all the right things, gives her, makes her feel all the right things in her jellies.
Oh, God.
And so she goes to seek out who Preston is.
And she runs into Sarah Rue's character, who like cusses her out. Like, she's like, this kid has sat next to you in chemistry or English, and you don't pay attention to anything, and you're a sheep and all this other stuff. So I was very happy for that scene. The reason that letter got taken out of the trash is because Melissa Joan Hart's character was looking for her yearbook that had been thrown away.
Yes, memories frozen in time, people.
So yeah, she reads the love letter. She has found the second coming of boyfriend Jesus, and she is ready to find him. And I think at this time she runs into Mike, which he had his own personal journey because his guy friends are not leaving their girlfriends. Mm-hmm. He decides to go outside and say, you know what? I'm a class act. I could get any other chick.
He finds Selma Blair.
Yeah.
She says no.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Amanda kind of tells him off first before, like he goes to
He goes outside
first. Yeah. He goes outside first. He meets Selma Blair's another cameo. And then another girl is there, and like he pretty much is like, hey, you want to get some of this? They're like, no,
we heard that you called. Yeah.
And then they leave, and then here comes the old senior college guy who's trying to relive his high school days because the college girls don't want him. And lo and behold, here comes Jerry O'Connell.
I love him.
Yeah, so cute. So he shows up and he's like pretty much telling Mike he should have never dumped his girlfriend when he went to college. And, you know, all the girls in college are smart and they don't want to deal with him. And he's also the bottom of the barrel now, you know, bottom of the totem pole.
He calls Amanda a prized piece.
Oh, God.
Which is so fucking classy.
So good. Yeah. And so then the light bulb goes off in Mike's head, and he's like, gotta get her back. So after she's been accosted by her freaking cousin, here comes her loser ex-boyfriend saying like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking I'll take you back. And she's like, yeah, I'm thinking no. And then what happens? His toxic masculinity gets charged into overdrive, and he tells her to pretty much Like,
no one wants you.
right.
And she's like, well, according to this letter, somebody wants me.
Does. Yeah.
So I'm going to go find him and you can fuck right off.
And then for some reason, all of a sudden, that makes every single dude there think they can take their shot, and they're on her like white on rice. And,
Ugh.
you know, in this time frame, Preston goes and has his journey. And this scene in particular made me so mad.
Why?
He goes to the payphone. He's trying to call the radio station because on the radio again, that damn Mandy song is on again. Or no, more Barry Manilow songs are on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to find out if Barry Manilow wrote this song for the dog or not. And
yes,
there's no Google. So he's got to go call the radio station and call in. And as he's trying to do this, here comes a stripper. And she just thinks that she has the right to hang up this boy, no matter how dumb it is. He was at the payphone first. He put the money in already. It's not like before
he was connected to Barry. He was getting ready to ask his very important to him question.
And she does the most asshole-ish Karen-esque thing ever.
Yes.
And hangs up.
So number one, she says all the other payphones are broken. Bitch, you didn't try any other payphones. How you know? Right. How do you know that these payphones are broken? Number two, you're not in any danger. You're literally in a deserted parking lot with one other person who's on the phone with Barry Manilow. He's not going to attack you. And her justification is, I just need to call a cab real quick and then you can have the phone.
Yeah, your problems are not important. Yeah.
Wait your fucking turn.
I like after that, I did not even want to see the scene after where she tries to give advice and her stupid Scott Baio's advice or whatever. I just was so aggravated by that I was just like, I was ready for the next scene.
Yep.
And so the fact that he didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, she gives this empowering, you need to go for it. You never know what could happen. So he starts to head back to the party after that. Right. After not talking to Barry.
Which puts him in a head-on collision with, Amanda being attacked pretty much by all these guys trying to hit on her and who she doesn't know, and her trying to find Preston, and Preston saying, out of all the things he tells her, I love you. And she she thinks
it's just another come on
from
a random guy. She tells him off. She tells him, why don't you go get yourself a goddamn life, asshole?
Yeah. Yep. And all I was thinking the whole time was that dumb bitch has her yearbook. You've seen her ask everyone to sign it. Why not ask for it so you could have seen what this boy looked like before you went through all this?
Well, she does after she gets
home.
Yeah. Because Melissa Joan Hart approaches her soon thereafter and is like, sign my yearbook, and she flips to see what Preston looks like and then realizes the error of her ways.
Whatever. So that shit's happening. Then these two upstairs locked in the bathroom start reminiscing.
They're reminiscing. They're singing and KOTB. Talking about how they used to be best friends. You get backstory of their history and why they have so much animosity towards one another. And it was Kenny wanted to be cool and Denise was just Denise, and he decided
if I make fun of her, then they'll want to be with me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then they kiss and then they have sex and then
they bone.
Yeah, and then it's bad. And then of course,
it is implied that Kenny does not last very long.
He was a virgin. And I mean, Denise doesn't say anything. She's not trying to hurt his feelings. She thought she was trying to not hurt his feeling, but here comes some toxic masculinity. But he then turns it around on her, makes it seem like maybe it's her. And so now they're back at each other's throats again.
Yep. And it's about that time everyone is kind of over Mike Dexter. And so Mike starts bonding with William, and they're having a heartfelt conversation whilst I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men plays, which I
Right.
thought was a very lovely touch.
Yeah. I said to my sister, I'm like, do you hear that?
And it's about this time that the party is getting busted up.
Yeah, Popo finally shows up hours later.
It's after 2 a.m. because Preston's calling Barry Manilow at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone starts running, hiding in bushes. Jamie Presley is abandoned because she's passed out on a couch. Mike and William run out the back, and Mike's like, let's go hide in the pool house. William's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then realizes, oh, wait, that's not a great idea.
Right.
His ride or die friends are ready, jump on him, chloroform, execute the plan perfectly. And so Mike and William end up being arrested, and there are Polaroids taken of them by the friends as well. In that scene, they shot everything, and then the directors told them, okay, you have 1 hour to trash this house. So all of the extras and actors got to trash the house for the end scene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like a really fun experience to have, probably, is like, now we just get to like draw on paintings, like do whatever the fuck we want to this house, because it's going to be like the last shot of the house party. Kenny and Denise don't know that the police have shown up because they're still stuck in the bathroom. They're back to hating each other. The police walk in and they're like, you got to go. And then the host of the party walks in, and she has had a night. Her hair is everywhere. Her dress is like ripped and stained. They're like, the door's fucking broken. And she's like, yeah, it's fucking broken. I told you about it. GTFO. Throws Kenny's backpack of shit and is like, let me help you get out.
Yeah.
And so Denise is walking home because Preston was her ride. He's no longer there. Kenny has his
huge ass monster truck.
Was it a Denali or an Expedition? It was some giant SUV that when he gets out of, he jumps 2 feet down to reach the ground. And so he's kind of following Denise in the parking lot, trying to tell her, like, I'll give you a ride home. She's not having any of it because they had been fighting the whole time. And finally, he apologizes. He doesn't say what he's sorry for, which not a great apology.
They're not written in the stars at this point. So after that scene, she gets convinced. She goes in his car. He takes her home. Mm-hmm. And then we fast forward to the next day, and Mike and William are in jail, and William is bailed out by his parents, and he's freaking mm-hmm. out because he doesn't want to get in trouble. And then the police tell him that Mike pretty much
forced him to drink till he blacked out.
Yeah. And so everyone's at the diner afterwards. Mm-hmm. William decides to go thank Mike. And of course, Mike does nothing but revert back to his normal dickhead self. Mm-hmm. And so William's like, you know what? That's the fuel I needed. Yep. And we find out at this point that he's going to be rich as hell, marry a model, and kiss that town to the dust.
Yeah. Mike ends up working at a car wash or something, and then he's fired because incriminating Polaroid surface.
And then Denise meets up with Preston in the parking lot to say their goodbyes, and mm-hmm. he's pretty much given up on Amanda, and he's going for the summer program in New York, and he's out. So they say their goodbyes, and she goes inside, and he obviously, rightfully so, makes fun of her for her new boyfriend. Yeah. So she goes in, they have awkward moments, her and Kenny, and then it obviously shows that they get back together for a short bit and have sex in the bathroom. That seems to be their place. I love that in that scene, that's where you see the kid stealing the damn gumball machine.
Yeah.
Out of all
the night before, you see him stealing a cop car
Yes.
And the next morning he steals a gumball machine.
It's like, how is this possible? And then we fast forward to Preston at the train station, and here comes Amanda to their exchange in this scene was super weird to me because, like, again, they don't know each other, and she doesn't say, like, she says she got the letter, but she doesn't say I feel the same way, or I really like,
I want to get to know you.
Yeah, nothing. She just says, oh,
I got
you're leaving
letter.
I got your letter. Oh, you're going? Okay.
No, it's
sorry.
I got your letter. I thought it was my letter.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not invested in this couple at all, but apparently they have the happiest of endings.
Question.
Yeah.
How many fucking extensions were in her hair, and what was that hairdo?
Yes. I was looking at that, and I said to my sister, I was like, at least that looks better than whatever the other thing was, but it's still bad. Like,
you could see like the rows of extensions in her head. It was not
a
whole thing
job.
was not great.
And they had a budget. Budget. So I don't know what happened there. So one thing that we didn't talk about, obviously they were drinking, but the studio had a huge problem with the underage drinking. And there's, where the budget went? A lot of the budget went to CGIing out certain scenes with the actual alcohol. Like one of the kegs was CGI'd out. The shots were changed because they didn't want the drinking.
They cut all Jason Segel scenes because he talks about, like, in the initial trailers, you see him walk in with a watermelon all proud, and he's like, I filled this with vodka at the beginning of the school year. And we're like we're gonna rage, and we're gonna eat this watermelon infused with vodka. And then he accidentally drops it, and that's why he's just holding pieces of watermelon, is because he's actually getting drunk because he's eating all of the watermelon that has vodka.
First of all, logistically, I don't even think that's possible for watermelon to last for like that long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not be stale. But yeah, we totally forgot about Jason Segel.
Anyway, that is Can't Hardly Wait. What is your current day rating of this movie, Danielle?
Let's see. It's definitely not like on constant replay for me like it used to be, but because it's just so nostalgic, I can't separate the two at this point. But adult me is not like feeling it as much as Y2K me was. What about you?
I would buy it.
Let me just say that in the beginning, when I gave my initial rating, and then when I said that I didn't like Preston, I know my Jackie looks, and the look I got was, bitch, don't let me come retch round that corner and yoke your ass up.
I mean, yeah, there are problematic scenes. I agree. They were problematic back when we were in high school. It was nothing that like didn't age well. It's always been problematic. And I think aside from not liking Jenna Elfman's character as the angel stripper hanging up on Preston, because that's his hard-earned money you're wasting, I have the same feelings about it now that I had about it then. And I have gone to Alamo Draft House and done a Can't Hardly Wait watch party and quote along, and I will continue to do so because I love this movie.
I do want to say that I did appreciate that there was quite a bit of diversity in this movie, and not in the main characters, but like there was a good amount if I compare it to a lot of the other teen movies that we saw, So I appreciated that. But also I forgot that those two other wiggers actually had the nerve to say the word nigger in that movie, and I was like, I didn't want to see the scene where they get run off. I wanted their ass to be beat.
Yes. They had it coming.
Wow. I was like, that's some gall. But other than that, I mean, yes, like you said, it was problematic before. It's not as bad as some of the other things we've been watching. I've become accustomed to some other movies that I just think are better now.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Look, I still like it a lot. And it's still,
because if you had given it a 2-day, this podcast would have ended at episode 9.
Bitch, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Good try. It's still our movie. It's still one of our movies. So it holds a special place in my heart. So audience, you guys tell us what you think. Do you agree with our ratings? Do you disagree? Hit us up on social. We're No More Late Fees on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, pretty much everywhere. And just let us know how you feel about the podcast. If you have questions, there's a Q&A section on our TikTok account. And let us know any recommendation movies that you want us to do following up. So we would love to hear from you guys. And to all of our friends who've been sending us text messages, we really appreciate it. We love the support. So it's been great. You have any shout outs this week, Jackie?
My cousin Mark gave us a couple of suggestions for movies that he is nostalgic about. And
nice.
The outpouring of friends and family support and encouragement and getting us those downloads.
Well, I definitely want to shout out my friends Nakia, Andrea, and Shatoya. They have all listened, especially Nakia, because I know she does not listen to the podcast, and she listened to Half Baked, and she's like, she really enjoyed the episode. So I was like, oh, that warmed my heart. So thanks to you all.